Okay.
Hi all. Today we are going to talk about heat concept. So in before class we have gone about we have thought about temperature difference, heat difference and all, right? So likewise we'll go with this. Okay. So today we'll see temperature, how it affects daily life. Okay. And we'll also go with the activities if required, and we'll go with some examples also. Okay. So before going to the concept into deep, we'll see what is specific heat capacity. Okay, so specific heat capacity, simple. So now see, to understand easily, let us divide it. Okay, specific heat capacity. Okay, see now capacity is nothing but amount, simple, right? Specific is, we know, right, the particular one, right? So let us take particular. Heat we know, right, the changes, the degree of hotness and the coolness. Now let us make a definition for this. Okay, specific heat capacity, the amount of heat required to raise 1 unit mass of temperature is called as specific heat capacity. Okay, so this always generally in real time what we say, to improve or to increase the amount of 1 degree. Okay, 1 degree or simply 1 kilogram of material to 1 Kelvin. Okay, it can be considered as specific heat capacity. Okay, so this specific heat capacity plays very important role in real life. Okay, this entire thing is also called as temperature regulator. Temperature regulator. Okay, temperature regulator. Temperature regulator is one term where your heat may increase, okay, or decrease. Nothing but hotness and also be coldness. Okay, so hot can also be and cold can also be. Okay, it may increase or it may decrease. But mostly we prefer for the amount of the amount of heat required to decrease one amount of the temperature is called the specific heat capacity generally. Okay, so generally we mention this in calories. Okay, we generally take them in calories. Generally 1 calorie is nothing but 1.486, right, kg something will have. Okay, so 1 calorie is 1.486. Okay, so this to be remembered. Okay, now we'll go with few terms which are very important in your physics, this heat chapter. Okay, first, fog and dew. Okay, now fog, dew, generally they are not really equal, not same, but they term to be same. Okay, now fog, the fog or dew, these are tiny droplets. Okay, tiny droplets which you found early mornings of winter on the car sheds, windows, mirrors of car, etc. Okay, these can be termed as fog. Dew is nothing but the higher particle, okay, which always you can see in normal atmosphere. Okay, see, fog somewhat heavier than the dew, that's it. Okay, if fog has more coolness, if it has more heavy atmosphere, then it can be turned into snow. Okay, nothing but everything is air, because of the we call it, see, our heat works on 3 terms, right? One is radiation, one is conduction, right? So likewise, so your fog generally turns into snow when more water particles come into the contraction, air and water. Okay, so the particles or the tiny droplets which you found on the mirrors of early morning of winter, okay, that is fog. Dew is also same, but they term to be cloudy. Cloudy you will see, right? So that term to be dew. Okay, So generally you can find this fog and dew. Generally you can find it the areas where you have lot of trees and all. Okay, forest areas you can find it. See, winter during the season of winter you can find on mountains, right? You can't the mountain, the hill cannot be visible to us, right? So that is the reason where it can be. Okay. Now other thing, we have three more terms again. Something called as boiling. Something called as melting. So we take it as boiling point, melting point. Other one is evaporation. Okay, now let us go with evaporation. Simple term we all know, right? See, evaporation simply when you talk, it's a cooling process. When someone asks you what is evaporation, the first term you can take it as it's a cooling process. Okay, so cooling process is nothing but where, simple example, if you are in a room which is closed by all the sides and no ventilation, no fan, nothing, right? So what happens? If you are one, you can sustain for some time. If you are 10 in the room, 10 people in the room, so gradually your carbon dioxide content increases, right? And it starts sweating, right? It starts sweating. When it starts sweating, it means that your body getting cooled. You know that? If your body getting sweating, it means that your body from internally it is cooling you. Okay, so simple definition for evaporation is nothing but the phase where a liquid converts into gas. Okay, so generally example generally is let us take one beaker, let us pour some hot water, let us keep a lid on that. Got it? Let us take a beaker, pour some hot water, let us keep a beaker, a vessel or lid on that. After some time when you open it, when you see the back side of that, which you have kept inside, you will see that cyanide droplets on that, water droplets on that lid. Okay, so that is termed to be evaporation. The process where your liquid can change into gas, or the phase where your liquid change into the gas, that is called as evaporation. And your rainfall is also one example of your evaporation. See, during hot summer season, what happens? Your water, wherever the lakes, the rivers, the oceans, and all, we just turn into evaporation, right? And just they form into clouds. Then again, same clouds falls into rain, right? So that is evaporation. Simple. Next, melting. Melting is one thing, the phase where a solid converts into liquid. Got it? A melting is nothing but a phase where your solid converts into the liquid. Clear? So generally all equipments, as I earlier class I have told you, where your solid, for example, let us take gold, silver, copper, iron, tin, etc. Right? So you want to make them into a regular shape, what you will do? You just melt it, make it into a shape. Nothing but melting point. Your candle melts. Right? Example, your candle melts. Your ice melt. Right? When you take ice from the refrigerator, if you keep outside, if temperature is not okay with that, if temperature is higher than the ice, then obviously it melts. Right? That is your melting point. Next, we have something called as boiling point. See, boiling point is phase where, okay, see, these two are like brother and sisters. Okay, these are two brothers and sisters, like they are like brothers and sisters. See, here you have solid to liquid, right? If that liquid is started boiling, right? If you are boiling more, right? If you are melting the metal into more degrees, what happens? The same case where evaporation can occur, right? The phase where your liquid turns into a evaporation state. Not complete evaporation, but it start boiling. Marugutund. We call it as in Telugu marugutund, right? Generally, see, let us take a candle. Let us conclude these three with one example. Okay? Let us take candle. I have taken candle. Okay. So when I have taken candle, simply I have kept in a vessel and I have started burning it. First what happens? It starts boiling. Right? It starts melting. Then so gradually what happens? It turns into boiling. If you keep for a longer time, what happens? It starts evaporate. Right? And at the end of the day, if you see nothing in the vessel, right? It already evaporated. If you want to see evaporation, you can keep a lid on that, and after some time, if you turn it, you can see the droplets of liquid. These are three important controls of your Okay, that is one thing. And let us go with one more concept, because these three linked with that one. Okay, the other one is freezing point. Now freezing point is one thing where your liquid, any liquid mostly, include with your mercury also, right? What happens? They turn into solid, rock solid. Okay, for example, I have taken water. Okay, I have taken water. I have kept in refrigerator. After some time, I see that water turns into cool. Just its cooling point. Now, if you keep for a longer time, or if you have kept in the refrigerator, the higher one, what happens? It turns into a crystal, ice, right? Where? Ice. To convert into that, we require 0 degrees. 0 degrees Celsius. Clear? So, where your water turns into, or any liquid turns into your ice. Clear? Generally, got it, right? So, that is your freezing point. Okay. So, 0 degrees is one thing where your water turns into ice. That is your freezing point. Okay, so mostly we take examples in each chapter as water, mercury, which is Hg, and also oil. Get water, mercury, and oil. Now, generally, your mercury generally it is said to be solid at room temperature. Okay. And liquid at normal temperature. When you take it out, for example, see, it is lightest, one of the lightest metal. So when you pour on the hand, right, it never sticks because it's light in nature. And when you take it outside, if it is in room temperature, they form into balls. When you take outside, right, it completely turns into a liquid. So there it is example of your low melting point, generally you call it as. Okay, temperature takes place over there. Okay, so these are the few concepts which are very important. Okay, and we'll go with the other one, the last one. Okay, applications of specific heat. So applications of specific heat is one thing where you have lot of examples for that. Okay, see, your earth generally when it rotates, it takes sometimes sun and sometimes no sun, absence of sun, right? When it is taking the light of sun, lot of things happens. The first most thing happens is evaporation, right? So all your oceans, lakes, rivers, whatever the water bodies we have on the earth, they all start evaporating. Clear? So that is one term. The second term is we have lot of examples. Let us take watermelon. Watermelon when you kept in refrigerator. Okay, so you have taken after some time. Okay, you have kept a long time outside. Even though if you have taken and if you have cut it into 2 pieces after a long time, you will find that there is a coolness in the watermelon, inside the watermelon. Why it is, reason behind that is inside it is a water body first of all. The second thing is the specific heat plays major role in that regulation of the coldness inside. Okay, because it's a water body. The second thing what we see generally is samosa. Samosa generally in the winter season what happens? It turns to be cool outside. It happens to be cool outside, right? When you open it, inside the ingredients whatever you have, they are very hot in nature, and it is hot. That is also example of your specific heat capacity. So these are the 2 examples what we generally see. Okay, you can have a lot of examples behind that. Okay, so this is one thing. Okay, and what applications of evaporation also we will cover it here. Okay, applications of evaporation is one thing where everything on the universe or everything on the earth start evaporating, right? From our cloth to large bodies, the rivers and lakes, right? For example, see, if you don't have evaporation content on the universe or earth, what happens? You can't dry your clothes, right? Next, you don't have rainfalls or rain, right? Nothing can be, dried up. Everything will be wet, right? So these are the most examples of your evaporation. Okay. So let us discuss let us recap once again what we have discussed now. Okay. We have came across something called as specific heat, right? We have seen melting point, we have seen boiling point, we have seen evaporation, we have also seen freezing. Okay, so these are the few terms what we have seen. We have seen applications of these things. We have seen applications of freezing. We have seen application of specific heat capacity. And we also seen what is the meaning of specific heat capacity. So once again I'll revise for that. Specific heat capacity. See the amount of energy required to raise one weight or 1 kilogram of temperature. Simple. Getting? So your general terms into calories. Something called 1.486 calories. Right? 1 calorie is nothing but that. Okay. So this is for today class. Tomorrow, if we get time, we'll go with the other concepts. Okay. Thank you.